Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. Trying to get my baby to go to sleep.
Well, that's a task in itself, huh? My allergies are bad, so I apologize if I start sneezing and trying to get it under control. But I'll give it a couple more minutes to let people join, and then I'll at least give the presentation, if nothing else.
Alrighty.
This is my assistant, Bagheera, and he has decided he will join us, so I apologize for that.
That's okay. My cat
And it
does
looks
the
like
same
he
thing.
added to
They don't know how to be in
okay.
their own. They'll
But
be in their
yes,
own
hello.
personal space, but then as soon as you start
I
doing
am
something,
Dr.
they want to
Miller.
be in your
I am
personal
one of the faculty
space.
members
That is
here in
exactly.
the BS in OLL Healthcare Leadership.
I think you heard
And
me
I'm here
start
just to answer
talking
some
and
of
had
the
to
common questions we
come
get
in
about
here
it,
to
kind of present our program, and then I'm more than happy to answer any specific questions you have. And if you're thinking it's somebody else's, so don't feel bad
I'll give
asking or
it
anything like that.
2 more minutes because I want to be respectful of time,
Just
but I
gonna
also do know a
briefly
lot of people
cover,
are
at least
kind of what
historically,
makes
have
us
logged on like
unique,
during lunch
what the
breaks and
program's
stuff. So
about,
the goal of the
I'll give it a couple
program,
minutes.
and what you can do with it. So there's always a question of why go to school now, particularly since a lot of our students tend to be older, working with families, and that's a lot to juggle. I fully get it. I work through all of my degrees as well, and you know, there's never an ideal time, but there's always going to be a need for healthcare. There's I, I'm I personally feel that there's always a use to education and to learning more knowledge and to upskilling and to expanding your base, because you never know where the job market's going to go, and just having more skills is generally helpful. But, you know, this is a personal decision. If you want to think about this for a semester or two, that's totally fine. We'll be here. We're more than happy to answer questions. But I can tell you from personal experience, generally time doesn't get better, it gets worse, because you get more obligations, more family issues, stuff like that. So we always recommend that if you have it in you, to go ahead and do it now. But again, it's a personal thing, and we understand that. So why us? We are a healthcare leadership program.
Hopefully I am sharing the PowerPoint screen. I will not really be able to see chats or anything now that this is
clinically and administratively in healthcare before we came into academia. We were both
very informal.
allied health professionals in various fields.
Oh, and it looks like he added
so we bring a very unique take to it, and we understand the importance of
I
people
am Dr.
understanding
Miller.
how
I am
things
one
work,
because
we've both had
here
managers who
the
didn't.
BS
And we know that there's a lot of room
OLL
healthcare
leadership
improvement, particularly amongst the
and
allied
I'm
health
here just to
personnel.
answer some of
nothing
the
to say bad about
questions
the
we get about it,
physicians or the
kind of present our
nurses, but
program, and
they
then I'm more than happy to
generally
answer
aren't
any
lacking
specific
for
questions
support
you
and
have.
career growth, whereas allied health professionals typically
and
are. So
if
we
you're
have
thinking
specifically
it's somebody
tried
else
to
is,
build
so don't feel
bad
bad
asking or anything
pathways
like that.
for that,
and we've included examples
just
of the curriculum
briefly cover
that tie into that, so that it's a little bit
kind
more
of what makes us unique, what the
fitting for
program's
those
about,
type of
the goal
people.
of the program.
Does not mean you and what you can do background. We firmly believe that you need both clinical and non-clinical people to make it work.
There's always a question of why go to school now.
We do think that even if you're non-clinical, you should at least be
particularly
exposed
since
to
a lot of our
clinical
students
stuff,
tend to be older,
like how to read a
working,
chart,
with
just
families,
because if you're gonna
and
be
that's a lot to juggle.
any
I
program
fully get
or
it.
unit, you need to know the basics.
All of my degrees as well.
U of L, University of Louisville, is an R1,
and
which means we are a
there's never an ideal
designated
time,
Research 1 institute.
but
so the faculty
there's always going to be a need for healthcare.
I, for example, am on a mental health grant. I'm looking at telehealth in rural populations.
Feel that there's always a use to education.
One of the benefits of R1
knowledge
is that you
and
get faculty
upskilling
and
and
to expanding your
up to
base
date and current,
because you never know
things.
where the
again
job
not
market's going to go,
bad.
and just having more
my previous
skills
institution
is
was an
generally
R3.
helpful. And
But this
as
is
much
a personal
as
decision. If you want to
were
think
nice,
about this
they
for
clearly
a semester or two, that's totally
kind of
fine. We'll
20
be
years
here
ago
when
and hadn't
happy
really
to answer
updated how the field
questions.
went.
Whereas
But
that's not
I can
really
tell
an issue
you
with us.
we have to stay on top of things.
Personal
because
experience
we are
generally,
R1. Time doesn't get better; it gets worse because you get more obligations, more family issues, stuff like that. So we always recommend that if you have it in you to go ahead and do it now. But again, R1 means we have a lot of resources that smaller schools may not have. Even for fully online students, even if you never set foot on campus.
Leadership
the
program.
Writing Center, for example, has fully online
the full-time faculty, the
appointments and
teaching that
options.
have worked
Clinically and administratively in healthcare before we came into academia.
We have
all sorts of resources here for our students at U of L. That is one of the great things about
so we bring
an
a very
R1
unique
and a bigger
take
institution
to it,
is
and
that
we
there is
understand the
just
importance
more there.
of
People
we have an
understanding how
advisory
things
board
work because we've both
that
had managers
we,
who
again,
didn't.
given
and we know
our
that there's a lot of
background,
we wanted to have
input from a wide range
the allied health
of medical
fields.
fields.
Nothing to say bad about
people we
the
meet with
physicians or
regularly,
the nurses, but to ask what are you
generally
looking for when you hire
support
people and career
what
growth,
skills do they
whereas
need,
allied health
what
professionals typically are. So we
discrepancies
have
are you seeing
specifically
with the
tried to build
graduates,
out what do we need
pathways
to
for
focus
that,
on
and
to
we've
get
included
our
examples of the
hired.
curriculum.
And as you can see,
that
we
tie
cover
into
everything
that,
from
so that it's a
long-term
little bit
care
more
to insurance to
fitting for those type
fire.
of people.
It does not mean you
to
have to have a
PT,
clinical background.
OT.
We firmly believe that
Like I said, we
clinical
really
and non-clinical people to make it work.
Cast a wide net.
So that we do
this
think
program
could
be
you should be exposed to some of the
for
clinical stuff,
any
like how to
type
read a
of
chart.
healthcare setting,
Just because
and
if you're
any
going to
type
be a
of
person wanting to
any
go into
program or
healthcare
unit,
you
you
need to know the basics.
There
U of
are
L,
12
University
online
of Louisville
classes,
is an R1,
so 36 credit
which
hours.
means we are a Carnegie designated Research 1 institute.
Dr. Jones and I,
so
we're the two full-time faculty
in this program, we both agree on is that the classes
I,
have
for
to
example,
be
I'm on a
mental health grant.
We both worked
telehealth
while
in
working clinical, and we
populations.
know that having
synchronous meetings can be difficult.
One of the benefits of an R1 is that
particularly
you get
I went back to
faculty
school as
who
an
are
adult. Once you have a family,
up-to-date
it
and
gets even
current
more
with
difficult things.
So we may
again, not necessarily to talk bad. My previous
they will always
institution
be
was
optional and
R3,
recorded if we do.
And
Because
because we know
those
that
people,
just sometimes the only time you
they
can do it is when the
clearly
kids are asleep at midnight.
kind of
and we get
peaked
that.
20
We
years
really
ago
want
and
to work
hadn't really
and make
updated
this
how the field
compatible
went.
for
Whereas that's
working
not
adults.
really an issue with us.
We
One of the
have
great
to
things
stay
about
on
our
top of
program
things
is that we
because
have
we are an
the
R1.
prior learning assessment or credit for prior learning component aligned with Nichols.
You can
the
earn
National Center
up
for
to
Healthcare
48
Leadership,
credit
our
hours
competency
tuition
aligned to that.
free.
By
And
being an R1
means
course,
we have a lot of resources that smaller schools may not have.
Even
what
for
we do with
fully
that is
online
we
students,
even if you never set foot on
take
campus,
your previous
the Writing
experience,
Center, for example,
has fully
certifications and all
online
that stuff, and we give
appointments
you
and
college level
options.
credit for it.
There is the Reach Center with tutoring. I believe they do
so
as
just
well.
to clarify,
we have
the 12
all
major
sorts of
courses,
resources
here for our students at U of L.
how
That is
this
one of the
works
great
to get
things
a bachelor-
about an
to get a
R1 and a
bachelor's
bigger institution
degree,
is that there
you
is
need to
just
have a minimum
more
of 120 credit credit
we
hours.
have an advisory board,
and there are general education requirements that are required for the university.
Our faculty,
so those 12 classes for the healthcare leadership are outside of medical fields. But our goal is,
so these are people we meet with regularly
with this prior learning
ask,
assessment,
what are you looking for when you hire people?
We can
what
make
skills
up the
do they
difference
need?
between anything that's missing after you have your gen eds
graduates
and our 12 courses to get to 120.
What do we need to
our
focus
goal
on
is
to get
our graduates
as quickly
hired.
and cheaply
and
as
you can see,
possible.
we cover everything from long-term care to
I did have a
insurance
question.
to fire and EMS.
So I went to college
PT,
and
OT.
quit, but I have already
Like I
have
said, we
48
really
credit
try
hours.
to cast a wide net.
So I've
so
done like
that
my general studies
this program
and everything.
could be appropriate
Would that be
for
included
any type
in like
of
the
healthcare
assessment,
setting
or would that be
and
additional
any type
to
of
what
person
I've
wanting to
already
go into
done?
healthcare leadership.
That would be part of the 120
There are
credit
12
hour
online
overall.
classes,
And
so
I
36 credit hours.
depending on where you went, I don't know if those
One of the
gen eds are the
things
exact
that
same
Dr.
as
Jones
what
and
we
I,
require.
we're the two full-time
So I
faculty
can't
in the
Okay.
program we both agree on is that the classes have to be
specifically.
But this
Synchronous,
awarding of credit would
we
be
both
on top
worked
of any
while
coursework
working
you've done.
clinical, and we know
Oh,
that
okay.
having synchronous meetings
Yeah.
can be
So that's
difficult.
what we're trying to use your work
particularly I went back
experience
to
and life
school as an
experience
adult.
to
Once you have a
help
family, it gets even more
make up
difficult.
the difference.
So we
essentially
may
what it is. So
have
it's all on top of any courses you already have, but they will always be optional and recorded if we do.
Our
because we
students
know
come
that
from a wide range of
sometimes
backgrounds.
the only time you can do it is when the kids
we
are asleep at midnight, and we get that. We really
several
want to
dental
work and make
assistants,
this
optometry
compatible for
assistants,
working adults.
EMTs, firefighters.
One of the
We
great
have
things about our
some
program
in
is that we have
insurance,
the prior learning assessment or credit for prior
we
learning.
have a
component.
couple of nursing
You can earn
students
up to
that are double
48 credit
majoring,
hours tuition free,
but we have
by
a wide
enrolling in this
range
course that's
of
required
people. And
for the
again,
program
we also
anyway.
have people that are not at
what
all
we do with that
clinical.
is we
Now we do require
take
the 1
your
year
previous
work experience in
experience
healthcare,
but that does not
your
necessarily mean it has to be
certifications and all
clinical. It
that
can be
stuff, and we give you
administrative, it can
college level
be
credit
insurance,
for it.
something like that.
Our graduates have gone
so just
on
to
to a wide
clarify,
range of
since there are the
things,
12
just
major courses, as you would expect,
how this
we have
works to
people
get
that
a
have gone
bachelor
into
to
optometry
get a
management. We have
degree.
health.
You need to have a
care,
minimum of 120
department managers,
120 credit
hours,
hours,
insurance, project managers,
and there are general
education.
There is a wide
range
for the university
of
so those
opportunities
12
and
classes
based
for the
on
healthcare
your
leadership
background
are
and
then
then
paired with
that.
our curriculum.
But our goal is
So
that
like I said,
hopefully with this prior learning assessment,
the 48
credit hours, this is just a really big thing.
we
So I'm
can
going to
make
kind
up
of
the
hammer it home a little bit more
between anything that's missing
we
after you
take
have your gen eds.
like
And our 12
anything
courses
that's
to get
outside
to
of
20.
20.
Our goal is to
Now,
get
the
to
course
as quickly and
specifically, you
cheaply as
have
possible.
to go through. We coach you on
I did
how
have
to
a
package
question.
this portfolio.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a whole thing,
So I
but
went
when
to
it's
college
done,
and
you will have
quit,
taken
but I have already have
all your
48
CEU
credit hours.
certifications, so those CPR trainings
So
you have to
I've
do.
done like my general studies
If
and
you happen to
everything.
have any
Would
college
that
credit from a
be
non-accredited
included in like the
college, which we
assessment,
do
or would
get
that be
every so
additional
often,
to what I've already
that's
done?
where this could fit in.
That would
just because
be
if it's
part
not
of the
accredited, the
120
University of
credit
Louisville
hour
can't recognize it
overall.
as
And
college credit,
I
but we
depending
could
on where you went, I don't know if
potentially
those gen
recognize
eds
it
are the
within
exact same
this
as what
prior
we
learning
require.
assessment. So I can't
Okay.
so we really go out of our way to
that
try
without
and
looking
get you
specifically,
as many
but
credits.
this awarding of credit
for
would
free
be
as
on top of
possible.
any
That's
coursework
the
you've
goal
done.
of this course.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
usually the first one you
Yeah.
take, or at least
So
one
that's
of the
what
first
we're
few.
trying to use your work experience and life experience to
The
help
12 required courses
make up the difference.
we
Essentially what it is. have
So it's
been
all
going
on
through,
top
and
of
we're
any
trying
courses
to
you
get rid
already
of
have.
textbooks because we know that
our students
like,
come from a wide
I just
range
paid
of
off my student
backgrounds.
loans. Dr. Jones
We have
is still paying
hers.
several dental
And I know
assistants,
textbooks were part of that. So we know the textbooks are expensive.
EMTs, firefighters,
and
we
we
have
know
some in
that
insurance,
cost that you don't necessarily need.
So we have a couple
right
of
now we have
nursing
4 courses that have no
students that are double majoring.
We're trying to go through and reduce
but we
that.
have a wide
I just can't
range
promise
of people. And
when,
again,
but we are
we also
we want you to have
people
good
that are
quality
not
as
at all
well. And we have to
clinical.
balance the
Now we
quality
do
information
require
with
the 1 year
cost.
work experience in healthcare.
But these are the
but
first
that does not necessarily mean it has to be clinical. It
batch
can
of
be administrative.
courses.
It can be insurance,
This
something
is
like that.
the next batch.
Our graduates have gone
there
on to a
are
wide range of things,
courses
just that have certificates embedded
as
in
you
them.
would
We try
expect.
to do that
We
in
have
most of the
people that have gone into
classes.
optometry management.
For example,
We have,
as part of the
health
quality
course,
care,
you will
department
come out with
managers,
a
we have people
Six
that have
Sigma
gone
white
into
belt as well.
insurance, project managers,
and
all sorts of
we
things.
have
There is
similar
a wide
things within the
range
finance one. You come in
opportunities and options
out
based
with a
on
Rev
your
Op
background,
certificate.
and then paired with
So
our
we've really
curriculum.
embedded lots of things in there.
So like I
we
said,
also try to embed optional ones for those
48
who
credit
want to
hours.
make
This
this
is
more
just
of
a really
career
big
path.
thing, so I'm
Like
going to kind of hammer it home a little bit
I
more.
teach the finance and accounting one.
We take
I have a like anything that's outside of certificate in there that it is somewhat time consuming, but if you want to make this your career field, we coach you on how to package this portfolio. It's a whole thing, but when it's done, you will have taken want to take the class, all your CEU certifications, so those CPR trainings you have to do. I teach all the classes nobody likes. If you happen to have any college credit from a non-accredited, again, just to make it flexible, college, which we do get every so often. That's where we are very big on just because it's not accredited, including all these sorts of options. Recognize it as college
one of the
credit,
nice things
but
about
we
University of
could
Louisville is that
potentially recognize it within those are automatically certificate. So we really go out of our way to try and get publish as many credits. This like it makes free. It'll make recommendations, I believe, for the goal of this course, and it's usually the first one you take. Or I'm sorry, I meant to delete. Unfortunately, the Institute for Healthcare
the 12
Improvement
required courses
cut off.
We have been going through,
and we're trying to get rid of technical quality safety
because we know that that's
no longer one that we can offer.
I just
for
paid
free.
off my student loan,
but the other
Dr.
ones
Jones, we do have
still paying
other
hers.
certificates,
and we are no textbooks
for
replacement right now.
We know textbooks are expensive,
quality and safety certificates, so we're hoping
we
to have a new one that's hopefully by the cost that you don't necessarily need. So we
if
right
you
now
want
we
to
have
start
four
with
courses
the
that have no
certificate,
which we're trying to go through and reduce that.
There are reasons why we
I just
recommend
can't
that for
promise
some students.
but we are looking because we want you to have
the
good
4
quality
courses
as well.
you would
And we
take.
have to balance the
Now,
quality information
the
with
certificate
the cost.
is Kentucky
But these are the
Work Ready
first
scholarship approved, which means
batch
if you
of
do not
courses,
have an associate's or a bachelor's degree,
the next batch.
and
there
you
are
apply to the Work Ready and you
that
meet
have
requirements,
certificates
which
embedded
there's not
in them.
many.
We
I
try
believe it's
to
pretty
do that
much
in
you're
most
over
of the
18,
classes.
you've lived in Kentucky for a
For
year,
example,
and
as part
there
of the
may be
quality
something
course,
else, but you
pretty
will
much
come out
that.
with a Six Sigma white belt as well. You can get
we
a
have similar
certificate
things
at a
within the
university
finance
paid
one.
for.
You come
So you could get these 4
out with
courses
a
paid
Rev
for
Op
before you
certificate.
actually enroll in the bachelor's.
So we've
then.
really embedded
and we
lots
have
of things
a good
in there.
number of students who
We
do
also
that in
try
order
to
save
embed
money.
optional ones.
So we fully
for those
recommend
who
that.
wanna
We
make
support
this more
that.
of a
Help
career
that if
path.
that like I
is a
have.
path that works
I
for
teach
you.
the finance and accounting one. I have a optional certificate in there that it is somewhat time consuming, but if you want to
Andrew was our
make
old
this your career
advisor.
field, having that
he
will
is no
really
longer
say that on your resume.
here,
but
it
at
is
U of
also
L,
time consuming, so we make it
Emily
optional
now
for those
takes
who
those.
just
But Jennifer
want to
is
take the class to pass and never look at it again, which we understand.
These are
trust me.
academic
I teach all the
advisors,
classes nobody likes.
Emily and
I get it.
Jennifer.
So
And
we try.
they are
Again,
very
just make it
helpful. They really
flexible
work
and
with
for
the
you to get what
students,
you want
and
and
they
need
try
out of it.
to also make it as easy
we are
for you as
very
possible,
big
save you as much
on
money,
upskilling and including all these
work
sorts
with
of
you as much as you
options.
can.
One of the nice things
So
about
our
University
admission
of Louisville is
requirements,
that LinkedIn Learning
the
is
next
free.
deadline
Those
coming
are
up is
automatically
December 1st.
certificate.
That is if you want to
put on your
start
LinkedIn
January
profile.
8th.
You can publish. You can
If
list
that's just
on,
too soon, which
this
I like
it'll make recommendations, I believe, for jobs
coming
up.
we do have another deadline.
I'm sorry, I
February
meant to
1st,
delete.
and that'll start at the end of
Unfortunately,
February.
the Institute for Healthcare
The
Improvement.
only real requirements we
cutoff
have
are
are a minimum
free,
GPA,
basic
undergraduate of
certificate in quality
2.25.
safety.
I will add the
that's
caveat.
no longer one that we
If
can
you
offer
happen
for free.
to have a GPA
But the
lower
other
than
ones
that,
are.
we do
can
have
get waivers
other
and
certificates,
get probational
and we are looking
admission.
for a replacement right now for the IHI.
We fully
quality and
understand
safety
life
certificate, so we're
happens,
hoping to
and
have a
sometimes
new one.
18-year-olds
Hopefully by the
great
spring.
at college. One of the women I did my
if you want
doctorate
to
with,
start with the
she
certificate,
went to college at 18,
which
had a little too much
there
fun.
are reasons why we
Apparently
recommend
her
that for some
GPA,
students.
Her first semester was 0.6.
These would be the 4 courses you would take.
Now
she took a few years
the
off.
Certificate is
Kentucky
grew up a
Work
little
Ready
bit. She ended
scholarship
up getting a
approved,
doctorate, which means
so
if
we
you
fully
do not
acknowledge
have
that
an
happens. There's also other cases where we've had students that just
everything that
you
could go
apply
wrong
to the Work Ready and you meet
their
the
life went wrong and their
requirements, which
GPA
there's
tanked.
not many. I believe
We
it's
get
pretty
it. As
much
long as you
you're
can
over
explain
18,
it, that's
you've
don't
lived in Kentucky
let
for a
that be a
year,
barrier, I
and
guess is what I'm
there
saying.
may be something else, but it's
We do
pretty
also
much
require 1
that.
year healthcare experience, and you'll have to submit a resume to show that. We are very
You can get a
broad
certificate
and open
at
in
a
how we
university
interpret
paid
that.
for.
So
it just
you
has
could
to
get
be
these 4 courses
something
paid for
healthcare
before
based,
you
you would
actually
say.
enroll in the bachelor's then.
And we
Like I said,
have a
does not
good
have to be
number of clinical
students who do that in order to save money.
It can be
so
any
we
setting,
fully
doesn't have to
recommend
be a
that. We
hospital.
support that. Help
As long
that.
as
If
you can
that
show it's
is a
healthcare,
path that works for you, we'll take it most likely.
So you have to apply
I
online.
apologize, I could not find
And
a
you
picture
do have
of
to include
Emily.
the resume
This was
because
our
we do have
Andrew
the
was
work
our old
experience.
advisor.
Order all
He
of
is no longer
your
transcripts,
here
and if you're military,
at
the
U of L,
JSTs or the
Emily now takes
CCAS,
those. But Jennifer,
one of the bonuses is if you took the
These are two courses at U of L prior to this. You do not have to pay to have those transcripts sent to us. They are very helpful. They really work with the students. There is an application fee, and I do not remember make it as easy for you as possible. There are waivers available. Work with you as much as you can. But I will say that so our admission requirements, I think they're mostly the next deadline coming up. But that is worth checking if that is a concern. That is if you want to start January 8th. If that's just our tuition, which I fully get. So we charge 540 credits, $40 per credit hour. Deadline, unless you're February 1st, and that'll start at the end of February. Then it's $250. There is a $10 online course a minimum GPA undergraduate or the university makes us apply that. I will add the caveat so we can't help that. If you happen to have a GPA one of the benefits I tell you can get waivers and get probational admission. There is no out of state. We fully understand life happens, and sometimes 18-year-olds is the 540. Great at college. You can start here. One of the women I did my doctorate with, your partner is going to have to move college in at 18. Had a little too much fun. There will not be apparently a tuition. Her first one of the benefits was of our online program. She took a few years of pain. We do also have a partnership a little bit scholarships universe, which means we fully acknowledge that happens. There's also other cases scholarships you might be eligible for. Everything, like I said, we tried to make this as affordable as possible. Their life went wrong and their GPA and the University of Louisville does have payment plans, deferral plans. Let that be a barrier. Certain employers will pay part of the tuition. We do also require 1 year healthcare experience. So there are a resume to show that we are very broad and open in how we interpret that. It just has Dr. Miller, like I said, healthcare based. That's been here the longest. We also have Dr. Jones. Like I said, I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have right now. It can be any setting, does not have to be a hospital. As long as you can show it's healthcare, we'll take it most likely.
I have been in
so you have to apply online.
Tara Hamley,
and you do have to
she's the
include
one
the
who had
resume
been
because we do have
helping
the work
me
experience.
with all the transfers
Order
and
all
everything.
of your transcripts, and if you're
I
military,
know I'm
the
going back to school after
JSTs
15
or the
years, so that is the
CCAS.
reason I'm terrified.
One of the bonuses is
For
if
the past
you took
15 years, I have been working as a
courses
medical
at U of L
coder.
prior to
So
this, you do not have to pay to have those
want to know
transcripts
before
sent to
I
us.
start,
They
is
can
this
just
going to
automatically pull
help?
them.
Because I have been
There
working on
is
the
an
back end,
application
and
fee,
every
and I
time
do not
we
remember off the top of
go
my head
look
what
at
it
our
is. There are
interview,
waivers
they
available.
always say, do you have any experience? Which I'm not going to
But I
have
will say
any
that's very
on what I'm
limited,
going
and
to
I think they're
school
mostly
for.
income based.
So does this
But that is
school
worth checking if
prepare
that is a
you for
concern for you.
further? And like, do you think this is going to
Our
help me? Because
tuition,
I saw
so we
the
charge
billing
540
insurance
credits,
part in there
$40 per
that you
credit
have some
hour.
of those
Unless you're active
as
duty
students
military,
as
then it's
that
$250.
background. But do you
There
think
is
medical
a
coding
$10
has
online
anything to do
course
with
fee per
this,
credit
and
hour.
it could help me
Or the
move
university makes
further
us
in
apply that.
life?
They've been doing that
Because
for the
I
last
really,
semester,
what I'm
so
looking forward
we
to
can't help
is
that.
be a
But one
hospital
of the
manager
benefits
or
I
a
tell
manager
my students, and this has
position,
come up a
because
couple
I only
times
see
already,
that is the only way I
there
would
is no
grow
out-of-state,
further in
in-state
this
tuition
field.
differential for
Okay,
us. That
so
540
you're talking to the
is
right
the 540.
person. I
So
am
you
the
can
one with the
start
informatics
here,
degree,
and maybe you know
in
that
our
your
faculty
partner is going to
pool.
have to move in a year.
So I'm glad that you said you wanted to be
There
an
will not be a
administrator,
hike in
because
your
there are
tuition.
different ways you can go with
That's
the
one of the
coding.
benefits of our online
And
program.
no, we're not an informatics degree.
You know what you're paying.
So if you wanted to go
we do also have a
in that
partnership
type of
field. We
scholarship
have
universe,
basics,
but that would not be
which
helpful.
means that
a lot of our
get
students though
emails
go on to get
about
an MHA,
scholarships
a
you might
Master's
be
of Health
eligible for.
Administration,
And
we
like I said,
very
we
much
try
do
to make
prepare
this as
you
affordable
for
as possible.
that type of
And
administrative
the University of
role.
Louisville does have
If you're
payment plans,
specifically
deferral
really
plans.
wanting to be,
Certain
say, like a
employers will pay part of the
CIO or something
tuition.
like that, I
Um,
might recommend
so there
more of
are
an
things out
informatics
there
degree
to help.
just because that's what they tend to look for, or a computer science degree.
I'm
But
Dr. Miller,
if
like
you're
I said,
wanting
I'm the faculty that's been here the
of a
longest.
general,
We also have Dr. Jones, but
manager,
administrator, that type of thing. Then yes, this program is very much designed for that.
Okay, all right. So they told me that I basically have been 39 credit hours touch to with finish Tara my Hamley. Degree. She's the one who had been helping
is it
me
like
with
only
all
12
the
credit hours per
transfers and
semester,
everything.
and that is how you move
And
forward? Is that
I know
what
I'm
it
going
is?
back to school after 15 years, so that is the
There
reason
is
I'm
no set
terrified.
answer with that. You have to
For the
talk
past
with your
15 years, I
academic
have been
advisor.
working
We
as a medical
typically do not
coder, so
recommend you take more than 9 credit
I
hours a
want to know
semester
before I
because most of
start,
our students
is
are
this
working
going
and
to
have
help? Because
families.
I have been
About but that's
working on
not
the
a
back
firm
end, and every
rule.
time we
Just
go look
we
at
all know
our
from personal experience
interview,
that most
they
students
always
don't do
say,
well
"Do
when
you
they
have
get
any
more than
experience?"
that.
Which I'm not gonna
I
have
agree.
any
I
on
agree.
what I'm going
Well,
to
that
school
answers my
for.
question.
So
Thank
does
you so
this
much.
school
And I
prepare
joined
you for
late. Is there
further
any
and like,
possible way I can
do
have the
you
email
think
so I
this
can
is
go
gonna
over the
help me?
pages
Because
that I
I
have
saw the
missed, please?
insurance, billing insurance
So
part in
you'll
there
get an
that you have
email
some
within the
of
next
those
24 hours
as
of the
students
beginning
as
of
that
the
background. But
presentation.
do you think medical
Okay,
coding has
Like,
anything
because
to
it's
do with
recorded.
this, and it
And
could
then
help
I am
me
including my
move further
email
in
here in the
life? Because
chat.
I really, what I'm looking
And
forward to is
if
be
you
a
email me,
hospital
I can
manager
send
or a
you
manager
the presentation without any
position,
problem.
because I only see that
Awesome.
as the
Thank you
only
so
way
much.
I
I
would
really
grow
appreciate it.
further
And I will
in
Yeah.
mute
this field.
myself so I can listen to
Okay.
the other people.
So
Thank
you're
you.
talking to the right Okay. person. I
Uh-huh.
am the one with the informatics degree Anybody else have any in other our questions? faculty pool. So I'm glad that
think
you
so.
said you wanted to be an administrator, because there Well, are if you different think ways of you can any, go with the coding. again, my email is in And the no, chat, we're so not feel free to shoot me an email. And like I said, you So will if you get wanted to an go email further within about in that 24 type of hours. field, It'll we just have have a basics, but that would recording not be helpful. of a lot of our the students, though, go presentation on to in get it. an So if you MHA, want to a watch it Master's of Health again, I Administration, don't know why you'd want to watch and we me very again, but much do prepare you
If you
for
did,
that
you will
type
have
of
that.
administrative role. If
Thank
you're
you so much. I
specifically
really
really
appreciate
wanting
your
to be,
help
say, like a
and guiding us
CIO
through
or
this.
something like that, I might
Yeah, thank
recommend
you.
more of an informatics degree, Yeah. Well, and I just hope you because get your that's what baby they to tend to sleep, look Erica. for, or a computer science degree.
Yeah, he's shot me right
But if you're wanting more
now. Thank you.
of a general Well, have a good day.
You
Manager,
too. Thank
administrator, that
you.
type of thing, then
Bye-bye.
yes, this program is
Bye.
very much designed for that.
Okay. All right. So they told me that I basically need 39 credit hours to finish my degree. So is it like only 12 credit hours per semester, and that is how you move forward? Is that what it is?
There is no set answer with that. You have to talk with your academic advisor. We typically do not recommend you take more than 9 credit hours a semester, because most of our students are working and have families, but that's not a
Okay.
firm rule. Just we all know from personal experience that most students don't do well when they get more than that.
I agree. I agree. Well, that answers my question. Thank you so much. And I joined late. Is there any possible way I can have the email so I can go over the pages that I have missed, please?
So you'll get an email within the next 24 hours of the beginning of the presentation,
Okay.
like, because it's recording it. And then I am including my email here in the chat.
Perfect.
And if you email me, I can send you the presentation without any problem.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I will
Yeah.
mute myself so I can listen to the other people. Thank you.
Okay. Uh-huh. Anybody else have any other questions?
I don't think so.
Well, if you think of any, again, my email is in the chat, so feel free to shoot me an email. And like I said, you will get an email within about 24 hours. It'll just have a recording of the presentation in it. So if you want to watch it again, I don't know why you'd want to watch me again, but if you did, you will have that.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help
Yeah.
and guiding us through this.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
happy to help. Yeah. Well, and I hope you get your baby to sleep, Erica.
Yeah, he's shot me right now. Thank you.
Well, have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.